to Washington.
You believe in miracles? Yes!
Welcome to the second episode of M2M NHL Content. My name is Colin Kapoor. I'll be hosting, joined once again by Jack Sinclair and Molly McGovern. How are you guys doing today?
I'm good, thanks. Better than last time.
I'm doing pretty good myself as well.
NHL stuff has been going on since we last recorded. Today is Game 4 of the Montreal Canadiens and Vegas Golden Knights series. That game is currently tied, I believe. And that series has been a lot of fun to watch. I'll run you through the first three games real quick. So the first game, Vegas ended the Canadiens' 7-game playoff winning streak. Shea Theodore scored and ended a consecutive 430 minutes and 53 seconds within which the Habs had not trailed in the playoffs, which I just think is crazy. And that's the second longest run in NHL history, and that was Shea Theodore from the Knights scoring in the first period. And then Vegas ended up winning 4-1. Other three scorers were Alec Martinez, Matthias Janmark, and Nick Holden. And Carey Price, you know, he's been the hot goalie of the playoffs this entire time. He wasn't really the issue. There's a lot of other issues that the Habs had in Game 1, and then Game 2, Montreal came back and won 3-2. Carey Price made 29 saves. And the Knights were missing top-line center and former Washington Capital Chandler Stevenson, who had an assist in the first game, and he was replaced by Nick Roy. And Pietrangelo scored twice for the Knights, but for the Habs, Paul Byron, Joel Armia, and Tyler Toffoli scored, and Price stopped 7 shots in the last 5 minutes to preserve the victory. He has been ridiculous in the entire playoffs for the Canadiens, and, you know, I don't have anything against the Canadiens like you guys probably do. I think it's cool that they're doing really well. And then Game 3 was the most exciting one of the bunch. An overtime win. Josh Anderson scored 2 goals, and the second goal of the game was a game winner 12 minutes and 53 seconds into overtime. And he tied the game after some shaky stick handling and just all-around horrible play by Marc-Andre Fleury, just giving it away right in front of the net and letting in an easy goal, and that kind of turned the tide of the game. I believe the Knights had a 40-8 shot lead in the first 2 periods or something crazy like that, and then Marc-Andre Fleury let in that goal, and the game kind of turned from there. Carey Price made 43 saves in the entire game. Cole Caulfield scored again. I believe he scored in Game 1 as well. And now we're at Game 4. The Knights trying to even the series after that tough loss in Game 3. Marc-Andre Fleury is on the bench. Robert Lehner is starting. You know, I don't think it's like a real like him getting benched thing. I think, you know, he had that tough miscue. Give him a game of rest. He'll probably be out there in the next game. And also another note, the Canadiens are in the hands of their assistant coach Luke Richardson, who took over for Game 3 because their current coach Dominic Ducharme had a positive test. Luke Richardson, obviously, the game wasn't going so well in the first few periods in Game 3, but he ends up getting out of Game 3 with the win. And so, Jack and Molly, how do you guys think this Vegas series has stacked up to the rest of the playoff series so far?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely been one of the more exciting series we've seen this season. It's been hard fought on each end. I think that, you know, there's been blockbuster moments. I consider those to be, you know, either a big save or a big gaffe. And I think we saw one of the gaffes the other night in Marc-Andre Fleury. But yeah, it's been particularly engaging too, because there's that whole storyline of the youngest NHL franchise playing the oldest NHL franchise to play for the Stanley Cup in a couple of weeks. And it's just been a generally engaging series, and this Game 4 so far has been hard fought. I mean, it's been a tough game, lots of hard hits from both ends of the ice, and it's exciting to watch. I think it makes for some really engaging hockey. It's good for the NHL, but that being said, I'm consistently rooting for Montreal's downfall, and I want it to be nothing short of epic and heartbreaking for every single French-speaking person there north of the border. I mean, I absolutely want their hearts to be ripped out of their chests because I think that's what they deserve. And Vegas, you know, Vegas has been in this position before. Montreal is a team with a lot of young guys who haven't been in this position before. And, you know, I think that as the series progresses into the second half, you know, this is kind of the middle game. I think we'll really see that experience start to take over for Vegas a bit more going into 5, 6, and maybe even 7. So it's a super exciting series so far.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, so when I watch the playoffs, when the Bruins are in, it's not really it's hard to say it's enjoyable unless they're winning. A lot of it's just stressful, but watching other teams play, especially in a series like this, is just like pure entertainment. I mean, there's been some big hits, some like clutch saves, and I mean, it was a crazy Indian last game with like Fleury messing up there, but I feel like hopefully Vegas will bounce back tonight after that. And I hope that Fleury starts the next game. I mean, I'm a big Marc-Andre Fleury fan, and I get why they benched him tonight, but I kind of would have liked to see him play. But overall, yeah, like Jack said, it's been a great series. I've enjoyed watching the younger players on Montreal. Like, obviously, I hate Montreal as a Bruins fan, but like, it's kind of hard to like sit here and lie and say they don't have a kind of a likable team right now. I talked about it a little bit last time. Like, I've really enjoyed watching Cole Caulfield play and Nick Suzuki. Like, I think it's been so much fun. And Tyler Toffoli, I don't even know. I think where was he before Vancouver? I don't even know how they let him go. Oh,
yeah, he was at Vancouver for like 2-3 months just for a failed play, just to lose in the first round, and then he was traded to Vancouver from LA for a Northeastern player. That's the only reason why I know that. So
yeah,
the Northeastern player was involved in that deal.
Well, yeah. So Montreal they got a steal there. I mean, I don't know. I think it's been really entertaining. I mean, I guess my prediction for doing those, like, I think, like Jack said, I think Vegas in the end will pull through because of the experience. And I'm hoping that. But overall, yeah, it's been a great series.
I think that, yeah, I mean, I was just looking at the regular season records of these teams, and it just couldn't be more different. The Canadians won 24 games and lost 21, and for the Knights, they won 40 games and lost 14, which just goes to show. I mean, as we all know, the playoffs in hockey are a completely different animal, and you could say that the Canadians got the fortune of playing the Maple Leafs. That's just they were down 3-1 in the series, and then the Maple Leafs, Toronto's going to Toronto, and they ended up winning and then going on a run against Winnipeg coming into the series. And to talk about Game 4 so far, there's been no score, but the Canadians have definitely been controlling the puck a little more than they were in Game 3, even though they ended up winning Game 3. So I think it's a much better opening for them today, and they have a chance to take control of the series, commanding 3-1 lead. I mean, commanding. The Maple Leafs probably thought they had a commanding 3-1 lead also, and then they didn't. But no, I agree with you guys. This has been definitely a fun series to watch, and a lot of people around hockey were saying that once the North Division teams once they come down to the States and they have to play the teams in the States, they're going to get their butts whooped. That hasn't happened so far, and I think maybe not when talking about like the other teams in the North. I think the Habs in particular, just because they kind of eke their way into the playoffs, but that's not how it's been going so far for them. And I mean honestly, the North playoffs, like the Winnipeg series was not fun. I mean, it was fun if you're a Canadiens fan, right? They just swept them. They really did not put up that much of a fight against the Habs. Maybe the Habs were just a buzzsaw, and it was just an easy. I wouldn't say easy, but they kind of just ran through them in 4 games. But going away from that series and into the Islanders Lightning series, the defending Cup champions, the Lightning, coming against the East team, the Islanders, and the last game, Game 4, was a Islanders victory. They evened out the series 2-2, and that was a crazy game for sure. That game, like, it was a classic playoff game in my opinion. Brian Pollock had the game-saving play, which was on a shot by Ryan McDonough. In the waning seconds of the game, he blocked a shot at the net. He made a diving stop on a spinorama shot by Ryan McDonough. Varlamov was nowhere close, and he saved the game. What did you guys think of that game, and what do you guys think of the series so far, Islanders Lightning?
Well, I'm just gonna be go first here because I'm going to be 100% honest. I haven't really watched much of that series just because I hate both teams and I don't really want to watch the Islanders play right now. But unfortunately, my entire Twitter feed today was that save at the end of the game. And I mean, that's like, honestly, to me, typical Islanders fashion right there. Crazy last minute save there, a lucky bounce or something. Yeah, I'm still salty, but I don't know. That was insane. So I still have faith in Tampa to win this. Even as a Bruins fan, I'm 100% rooting for Tampa here. I don't really know.
Oh, really? Why? That's so boring. Okay.
Because I don't want to see the Islanders win this. I'm so pissed off about that last series with everything. It's a fresh wound. And I know the Lightning have eliminated us twice, but like for some reason, like I feel like the Bruins had more business beating the Islanders than they did in the series where they lost to Tampa both times. Like, I mean, I didn't expect the Bruins to beat Tampa when they lost, but I expect them to beat the Islanders. And I feel like a lot just didn't go our way. And I'm not trying to take away from the Islanders and say it's all lucky bounces, but a lot of it, seems like the bounces go their way. And I guess that's like playoff hockey, but I'm heavily rooting against them. I don't have much to say other than that was a crazy ass save at the end of the game. And go Bolts.
What do you think?
I mean, that series has been really boring so far. Tampa Bay is a boring team to watch. And the Islanders play defensive hockey, so they score a goal and then they love to just sit on their own end and pass the puck around. But, other than that, I haven't really found the series that engaging. I turn it on and then it just kind of is in the background for me. But, it is playoff hockey, and that the end of the game was definitely some of the best I've seen. Both teams, going at it full strength. That third period, I think Tampa Bay scores within a couple minutes of puck drop. So, it's always exciting. It's playoff hockey, but I got to say I don't care who wins that series. I do not care. And I just want whoever wins to lose in the Stanley Cup. So that's all.
What if they play against the Canadians?
I still want them to lose in the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, honestly.
Actually, no. I want the Canadians to lose more.
That's hard. I don't know if I hate the Islanders. I hate the Canadians more than the Islanders, obviously, but right now.
You would hate the Canadians more.
I do, but right now I'm just like so pissed at the Islanders. Like, I need them to lose. I need Tampa Bay to win. And of course, the one time I want them to win, they're not. They're losing. Or is it tied? I don't even know.
Right now, the series is tied. Yeah.
Okay, well, hopefully.
Tampa won the middle two games. And then this game last night, the Islanders tied it. Caps fan, the Caps let Barry Trotz go, and the Caps have lost it in the first round 3 straight years. And, the Islanders have been able to win a playoff series, which yay, go them, I guess. I mean, I'm not bitter. I'm not that bitter. I mean, I'm kind of bitter. I'm not that bitter about it, but also I don't want the Lightning to win again. I like the underdogs winning, and I guess the Islanders are the underdog in this series for sure because the Lightning are just they're ridiculous, to be honest.
I'm not a Barry Trotz fan.
Why? He seems pretty cool.
Because of his Bergeron comments or whatever about how Bergeron cheats on the face-offs.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Rubbing the wrong
He absolutely is. How can you cheat on face-offs?
I don't know. I'm just saying that as a person who doesn't like Bergeron that much. I mean,
you don't like Patrice Bergeron?
How do you not like Patrice? He's literally one of the most popular players in the NHL.
Beat the Caps in this playoffs. That's kind of what I'm basing it on. It's just like you, except
he's perfect human being.
Yeah, maybe he's a pretty cool guy. I don't know. I'm not very well versed in what he does outside of beating the Caps. So
I don't like Barry Trotz for that, and I saw him barking at the refs the other night after he got all pissed at Cassidy for calling him out, or he tried to act like saying he's like, oh, I just respect the refs for what they do, and then I see him barking at them on the bench. I'm like, okay, bud. I just do not like that man. I didn't like when he's on the Caps because the Caps always had the Bruins number up until this past year. So I hate him for that.
Little known fact, actually, when Trotz was on the Caps, they did win the Stanley Cup. I don't know if you guys knew that, but they did. That did happen. It was pretty cool, pretty fun time for me.
Add it to the list of reasons I do not like that man.
I mean, it's important to remind people because that was one of the most lowly watched Stanley Cups.
You say that every time I bring this up, Jack. It's
I mean,
like
just-
no one cares about this random stat that you have parked in the back of your brain.
I do. I appreciate that stat very much. Actually, I didn't know that.
No, I mean
Like, just to say, it was like a baby franchise versus a team nobody cares about. Nobody cares about.
I think
A team that should have won like many times before. I mean, considering their
Yeah.
roster and how stacked they were.
yeah, we don't have to get into that. The point is
The
they won.
legacy of failure.
Point is they won, and the Bruins didn't that year, and haven't for a long time actually. I don't know how long actually, but it's been longer than since 2018. That's for sure. What happened the year after that? Sorry, I'm forgetting. What happened?
They missed a trip call on Milachar. They missed Milachar game 5. That's what happened.
I mean, they did, but they actually didn't have the Stanley Cup Finals that year, so they didn't miss any calls because they just didn't happen. They stopped them after the conference finals. They just said, "Well, that's it."
Okay, yeah, that's some Bruins fans for you guys listening at home. That's just how they are. You know, the Caps fans are the normal ones. The Boston fans are
No, the
not.
Caps fans are non-existent.
You live in DC. There's like tons of Caps fans. Actually,
they were not here. Yes, and I live in DC, and I can tell you that before 2018, no one gave a shit.
Yeah, that's not entirely false, but I did. So
there's a few, but like 90% of the people.
Yeah, a lot of people just bandwagoned on after they won, which is weird because they weren't paying attention before they won, and so just after they won, they became fans. And then it hasn't worked out for them because the Caps have been like not good.
No one cared. Then ever since, it's like an Oshie jersey every single day.
Oshie, you can't not like TJ Oshie.
Yeah, TJ Oshie is kind of an American hero.
Yeah, he's amazing. I don't get where all this hate comes from against him. I mean, not all this hate. It's just you and salty Bruins fans or Flyers fans or Penguins fans.
You beat Russia on their home ice, you know, in a shootout, which was like sick.
Yeah, and did you see like what he said after they won the Stanley Cup? Because they did that. I'm just reminded.
He said, "Yay, I won the Stanley Cup. I am so happy that I won the Stanley Cup."
No, he was like talking about like his dad and stuff. It was nice.
Okay, don't pull that card. Like that makes me feel bad. Like
it should make you feel bad.
I'm not hating on him for that.
Most players do have like sets.
You just said you didn't like Patrice Bergeron a minute ago, and he's like a perfect human being. So you know what? If you don't like Bergeron, I'm allowed to not like Oshie. I have respect for Nicholas Backstrom.
He's cool. Yeah, and I know Jack hates Ovechkin. I know that.
Oh, I hate Ovechkin too.
Yeah.
Thanks for giving Carlo a concussion that one time, and then Tom Wilson did it too.
Yeah, Tom. I'm not too big of a Wilson fan, to be honest.
Respect.
I don't have, you know what, all these salty Bruins fan energy coming at me. I don't appreciate it. But you know, you guys beat the Caps this year. Like, good for you. But you ended up losing too. So
like, of course we win. It wasn't even close. It was 5.
You're right. It wasn't even close. Jack, we watched Game 4, and that one was just the Caps didn't even come to play for that one. That one was horrible. That was not a fun time.
Delightful.
No, it was not. Okay, anyway, that is about it for NHL stuff going on right now. Thank you guys for joining me to talk about this. It's always a fun time. We'll be, as the playoffs go on and as the Stanley Cup starts, we'll be recording a little more than we have been, and we'll talk some more hockey. And as some off-season stuff starts coming around, we'll record that as well. So thank you all for listening and watching for the M2M Network. I am Colin Kapoor, joined by Jackson Clare and Molly McGovern. Thank you, and we will see you again soon.
If you like this video, please consider subscribing to our channel, the M2M Network, for more sports and entertainment content.